Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the commencement exercises of 2018 of the Community of Learners School for Children. We are proud to present the candidates for graduation of the elementary level. They are presented to us by their homeroom teachers, Annabel Makuha and Nancy Payad. Jeremiah M. Ansaldo. Jose Gabriel D. Arguelles. Dylan Matthew Miguel Arvizu. Vince Luigi C. Asinas. Enrique Rafael V. Concepcion. Jared Cedric B. Consul. Corazon Sarita A. David. Alexandria Themis A. De Vera. Daniel Luis M. Eschoco. Ophelia Luis B. Fungo. Aliana Darlene C. Ho. Frederick Miguel N. Infante. Yuan Patrick G. Infante. Ramon Orlando B. Mendoza. Juliana Mara M. Noel. Gabriela Marie Q. Romanilos. Jonas Daniel G. Santos. Tyrone L. Sarmiento. Yula Day D. Tato. Nayara Micaela D. Tronco. Margarita Paz Melita T. Villadolid. Eliza Angeline E. Villanueva. Gabriel Dominic L. Yulo. Ang lahat ay tumayo para sa pambansang awit.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiin. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kay Kailan pa may di magdidilim, lupa ng araw ng luwalhati't pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good afternoon, parents, relatives, and guests. Welcome to Batch 2018 Celebration of Growth. It is always important for us to ensure that our graduates take center stage on this occasion. Part of the COL tradition is a collective effort to prepare a message on behalf of the graduating class. So, a speech writing committee composed of some members of the class is organized. 2 representatives are then chosen to speak on behalf of the class. I would now like to call on Eliza Angeline E. Villanueva and Jose Gabriel D. Arguelles to share their message on behalf of the 6th graders. Both Eliza and Gab have been with the community since their early childhood years.
Good afternoon, dear parents, teachers, guests, and fellow graduates. Wow, we are finally here. It seems as if it was just days ago when we were all 3-year-olds, carefree and exploring our surroundings. But while we shared these same traits when we were younger, we were also different from one another. And what is amazing is how each one of us, uniquely different from each other, was able to muster the courage to interact with others in different situations.
Do you remember that time when we had our camp night in school? When we spent our time roasting sticky marshmallows and mini hot dogs over a warm open fire? We were in Teacher Nikki's class. We were so scared of the flames, but we really wanted to roast the marshmallows. So we had to bear the heat, and our marshmallows ended up being just warm since we were really afraid of getting burned. And that night, we were all so closely packed together, each in our own sleeping bags, inside the dance room of our old school in Castilla, which was big enough for all of us and the teachers and ates who took care of us. I also love that time when we celebrated Halloween in school. I am sure most of my fellow graduates are too. We went around the school in our storybook character costumes, saying the line, trick or treat, and receiving free candies. It was fun to trade candies with one another.
We learned that if you want something, we sometimes need to compromise or to adjust. I, for one, remember the playground there at Castilla and how we loved sliding down the winding yellow slide. Whenever it was time to play outside in the playground, we were so excited and ready to run, so we could be the first one to climb up the ladder and then slide. But of course, we had to wait in line first. The monkey bars used to tower over all of us, but since we have grown taller, it just looks as tall as the blackboard. That just shows how much we have grown, not just physically, but also emotionally and cognitively.
Remember in middle school when Teacher Fanny treated us to fried chicken and apple cider because we finished reading the book Fantastic Mr. Fox by Roald Dahl? We all loved the feast, and we even made and wore masks in the shape of foxes so that we would feel like we were in the feast with the other animals in the story. We all also pretended to be drunk because of the apple cider.
Everything is so different in upper school now. Our playgrounds now consist of projects, tasks, and homeworks. Wait, we do not like to be misunderstood. We now spend more time playing around with our ideas and practicing our skills. When we were younger, we used to spend a lot of time in the playground. Now, we spend more time on schoolwork. But the games we played in the playground helped us get ready for all the work we now do in upper school classrooms. There are deadlines to think of, projects to work on, completions to face, and finally, we have our clearances signed. It can be stressful when projects and tasks felt like they were piling up. But because of our task monitoring charts, TMCs, and clearances, we learn to be more organized, monitor, and account for our tasks. We learn to prioritize instead of dancing for fun or exchanging stories with friends. There were times when we had to forego these to do our projects. But even if we were working on our projects, we always found time to talk to one another about random stuff.
Our teachers always found ways to make things fun, like the animated lessons we had in social studies, or our dancing math teacher when we were learning to compute the areas of polygons. We get to work with different kinds of people during projects in class and in school-wide activities like Family Day and intramurals. We always try our best to win, and we can be very competitive. But we were able to maintain healthy relationships and friendly rivalries with one another. Through it all, we had a lot of fun. It is okay to lose sometimes and let others bask in the glory of winning. But of course, it feels good to win.
When we reached upper school, we learned about ancient civilizations, China, Egypt. At first glance, these civilizations were different compared to our history and culture. The Chinese had a government even before the Common Era. They worshipped their ancestors. The Egyptians treated their pharaohs as gods. But we also learned about similarities and the way these ancient civilizations influenced ours, and those that influenced Filipino culture. Studying different cultures and histories alongside our own culture and history were made interesting through books, videos, websites, and discussions. We also went on field trips to Binondo, the Chinese Cemetery, and Malacanang Palace.
Studying these different cultures, we have seen that different people of different colors and races see and understand things and live differently. This helps us better understand people. It also taught us to be respectful and tolerant of differences. It is just like life in the classroom. We have to learn to work with other people who have different ways of thinking and working. This is one reason why group projects are challenging.
COLF teaches us in different ways in order to help us truly understand and to learn. For instance, in math, we use poker chips to learn about integers. But before that, we used them for chip trading to learn about place value. When we were younger, from middle school experiments and videos made science more interesting. Then in upper school, PowerPoint presentations helped too. Starting in middle school, watching films after we finished reading the original chapter books of these made us appreciate and understand the stories more. We even prepared and ate different food and drinks, simulated some events, and role-played to better understand and appreciate details, including in these books and stories.
COLF continuously supported us, not just through our intellectual challenges, but also through our journey to becoming better people. Every day, we learn something new. We do go through difficult times. Once, some of us were really worried they would fail a test because they did not understand some of the lessons very well. But when the class started comforting them, they understood that what matters is to try your best and learn from your mistakes.
We are happy to reach this important milestone of our schooling. Years ago, we did not even know what graduation really meant. But look at us now. Each of us will soon take our turn on stage. We are about to receive our diplomas and make our relatives, friends, and teachers proud. Wait, we are also making ourselves proud. Do you agree? We have to thank you all. Without all of you motivating us, supporting us, nagging us, and cajoling us, we would not get this chance to be here on this stage. Hashtag Teacher Kulit.
To our fellow graduates, thank you for cooperating, sometimes arguing or being moody during group projects. Thank you, teachers and classmates, for working with us on the tasks and projects that challenged us, frustrated us, but enhanced our skills. Whether it was acting, writing, planning and working on projects, drawing, singing, or dancing,
Hashtag right to education.
you have supported us wholeheartedly. And of course, to our ever-loving and ever-supportive parents, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Hashtag right to life. But wait, there is more. Thank you, ates and kuyas. You are our unsung heroes. Sino na ang tumatawag sa amin kapag nandiyan na ang sundo? Sino ang nagsasabi kung saan grupo dapat kapag work period? Sino ang kumarga sa akin para maabot ko ang monkey bars? Maraming salamat po. From the bottom of our hearts, we would like to thank all of you for everything you've done for us. Here's to the next chapter of our school life. Ready na ba kayo, fellow graduates? Hashtag we made it.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Eliza at saka Gab. Kami, handa na kami, teachers. Handa ba na ba tayo for next school year with this batch? Uy, sumagot kayo, teachers. Yes, oh yes ha. Handa daw kami for you. Now, we consider parents as our most important partners from the time children are admitted as students in the community of learners up to their graduation. I would now like to call Jude and Imelda Eschoco, the parents of Danelle, who will be graduating today, and of Dara, who is an incoming 10th grader, to share their thoughts about today's celebration and being part of the COL community. Jude and Imelda have always been supportive of the school activities, such as homeroom potlucks, Christmas bonfires, since the girls joined the community during their early childhood years. Palakpakan naman natin si Jude at Imelda.
Hello. Hello. To the trustees, faculty, and staff of COLF, fellow parents, family members, and friends of the graduates, and the graduates especially, a pleasant good afternoon to all. We have a call from, who's that? Teacher? Sino may tumawag sa atin? Teacher Joy, asking us if we can have a time to share with you what we have experienced in COLF for the past early days of our children here, and to share something that will be brought by these young graduates in their next phase of their schooling. So to start with, I'm Jude, and beside me is my wife, Imelda. We have two children here, it's Dara and Danelle. So I want to share to you our experience about how we see COLF in reference to the developmental years of Dara and Danelle. But since Danelle is the one graduating today, so we will get our, the basis of this picture from Danelle's experience. So we started to be connected in COLF in the year 2007 when we enrolled Dara in the 4th and 5th class. 2 years later, after Danelle stepped into the 3rd and 4th class. Both of them have unique journeys in learning in this campus. Now, what we see in COLF is this. We see COLF as a home. It's not a second home. It's really a home. Danelle loves to play, to stay, and to nap in her early days in the old house in Castilla Street. Until now, she has a clear picture in her mind of the Bahay Kubo, the sandbox, the monkey bar, and the swing and the slide. She also has a fresh memories of the overnight sleep during his 5th and 6th year. We know that she is safe in school. the fact that until now, she's more comfortable to stay in school after classes. We also see COLF as a family. A family is gauged not only in how many members do they have or how complete the family are, but it's gauged on the so-called growth. In a family, you do not choose your parents or your siblings. They are there to be accepted and to grow with. 3 years ago, Danelle brought home a Champions Trophy after their group had competed in the Dance Olympiad 2015. Right, Danelle? This is for you. But looking closer to it, it's not merely about trophy. For sure, there was a story that had transpired before the trophy was brought to me. Danelle was tasked to lead her team dance or dance team. One time after school, she came to me and told me she cried that day. Remember, you cried one time? She told me that it was so hard to make his group dance together. But I just told her, just keep pushing. You can do it together. She had experienced a lot of challenges, disappointments, and almost gave up. Yet, keeping every strength and courage with her group through constant communication and cooperation, they were able to hurdle the challenge and won the competition. That is growth there. They learn from what they did. Another indicative of growth that we see in Danelle is her attitude to avoid doing absences during school days and missing submission of all tasks, homeworks, and projects. We say COLF is a family because we see growth in the life of Danelle, and obviously to all children here, to all the graduates, they have growth. Other thing is, the third one is, we see COLF as a partner. Danelle is being shaped through the years of her stay in the campus. Our binding commitment with COLF is regularly confirmed during PTCs. But most of the time in PTC, it was my wife who came here because of the nature of my work. I remember it was Dara's grade 7 PTCs, and I mean the fourth grade of Dara. It's not really on Danelle's PTC that I have attended. So mostly it's my wife. But one thing that I see here, that during the conference or that PTC, we always have a close discussion with the advisor, and we keep our trust and confidence to COLF during school times. We have an agreement with her advisor that all the things in school should be under the supervisory of the teachers and the advisor. But in the house, it will truly our own responsibility. We take daily tutorial and mentoring to Danelle and academic overseeing to Dara. Tutorial is different from mentoring by principle. But why we do such things, tutorial mentoring? Because every time we go over the works of Danelle and go through her homework, we don't give the answer into it. We just find some ways to make her assignment clearer on how she will answer all the tasks in school and all the assignment in the house. Likewise for Dara, since she is now a 10th grader by the next school year, we are just giving her an overseeing. We just let her do her own homework, tasks, everything, projects. We just give them some option and things that will give them new ideas. But most of all, they are the one doing all of this. So before I say something to the graduate, in behalf of the parents, Teacher Fanny and the rest of the COLF faculty and staff, the Manos and the Kuyas, we just want to say thank you very much for taking care of our children for their early developmental years. To the graduates, how many are you here? 24? Okay. I would like to ask you, do you want to be successful? I cannot hear you. Do you want to be successful? If you want to be successful, you should be a better person today than yesterday. And how you will do that? I have 4 points here, and I just want you to listen. If you have your notebook, I assume you don't have, you can jot it in your mind. Number 1, if you want to be a better person, pursue godliness. buhay na makadiyos. You know, I remember President Duterte in 2016 when he said that he is into the separation of the church and state, but he is convinced that you cannot separate God and state. One thing that a state or a country cannot move forward without the aid of that divine being. So likewise, children, graduates, always think and trust God. That's the first point, to be a better person. Second, pursue patriotism. Buhay na makabayan. Kung hindi kayo wala kayong buhay na makabayan, how can you love your country? How will you obey the rules and regulation in crossing the street, or someday if you learn how to drive, how will you obey the traffic rules and regulation? Remember, you need a buhay na makabayan. Go back to your social studies subject. It's mentioned there. The third is, keep learning good things. There are so many things to learn in this world, but just focus on the good things. You will be meeting people around you with different ideas, different background. Just get what are good things. And lastly, live an honest life. Walang nag-cheating sa inyo. I believe it. Di ba? Walang nag-cheating sa inyo. Live an honest life. So those 4 things, I will say, again, pursue godliness, pursue patriotism, keep learning good things, and live an honest life. To all the parents here, we would like to take this opportunity to impart to you our conviction in our journey as parents. We are not perfect at all, but we take parental position appropriately to Dara and Daniel. It is a reality that we do not see them 24 hours a day. In fact, we even don't know what is in their mind 100%, unless and until they would openly communicate with us. We are just pure stewards of true love and care for them. And as they grow, they will choose their own journeys in life. For Dara and Daniel to become a better person, this is what we do. Let me quote a verse from the Bible saying, in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6 says, "Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." The things that we do is very simple in this manner. We teach them to fear God and to trust Him all the times. Once again, to the trustees, faculties, and staff of COLF, fellow parents, family members, and friends of the graduates and the graduates, a pleasant good afternoon, and God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Jude and Imelda. Ito na yung pinakahihintay ninyo. Oo. 2 minutes. Kailangan may introduction muna. We would now like to award the diplomas to the candidates for graduation of the elementary level. In recognition of this partnership with us throughout your child's life and education, it has been our tradition to invite parents to accept the diploma from a representative of COLF and give it to your children. This symbolic gesture is meant to reaffirm our belief that your child's education has been a collaborative effort between your family and the staff of the Community of Learners Foundation. We would like to request the parents of the candidate to come forward when their child's name is called. Teacher Jingjing Pascual, our Assistant School Director, will award the diploma to the parents, who in turn will award this to their child. Teacher Jingjing will be assisted by Teacher Joy Castel, our Upper School Coordinator. Okay. May I call on Jeremiah M. Ansaldo. Jose Gabriel D. Erguelles. Dylan Matthew Miguel Arbizu. Vince Luigi C. Asinas. Enrique Rafael V. Concepcion. Jared Cedric B. Consul. Corazon Sarita A. David. Alexandria Themis A. De Vera. Daniel Luis M. Eschoco. Next batch of parents, get ready. Ophelia Luis B. Fungo. Aliana Darlene C. Ho. Frederick Miguel N. Infante. Yuan Patrick G. Infante. Gabriel L. Landicho. Ramon Orlando B. Mendoza. Juliana Mara M. Noel. Gabriela Marie Q. Romanilos. Jonas Daniel G. Santos. Tyrone L. Sarmiento. Yula Day D. Tato. Nayara Micaela D. Tronco. Margarita Paz Melita T. Villadolid. Eliza Angeline E. Villanueva. And Gabriel Dominic L. Yulo. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of the elementary level. Okay, graduates, high school naman. Hindi, pahinga muna, tapos high school na. Okay. For the past years, we have presented awards that were based on specific criteria developed by a committee composed of teachers and administrators. These individual student awards are consistent with the multiple intelligences framework that underpins our educational program. These awards also reaffirm our commitment to inclusive education. COLF, as a pioneer of inclusive education, believes in the need for broader criteria for giving special recognition to students who persistently exert the extra efforts and demonstrate the commitment to further nurture their gifts and intelligences, and in the process are able to achieve outstanding work or demonstrate excellence in their respective areas of strength. I would like to call on Teacher Fanny de Los Angeles Bautista, our school director, to present the awards to some of our grade 6 students. Surprise ito para sa inyo. Okay, may I call on Jared Cedric B. Consol. Jared will be receiving academic awards in Language Arts English, Social Studies, Mathematics, Science, and the Performing Arts Music. Academic and Achievement Awards are given to graduates for consistently striving for excellence and high standards of academic achievement in all aspects of a specific academic area, investing himself or herself fully in meaningful and challenging ways as a well-rounded individual. I would also like to call Danelle Luis M. Eschoco, who will be receiving academic awards in Language Arts, English, and the Visual Arts. I would also like to call Ophelia Luis B. Fungo. Faye will be receiving academic awards in Language Arts Filipino, Social Studies, and an Achievement Award in the Performing Arts, Dance, and Music. I would also like to call Yuan Patrick G. Infante. Yuan will be receiving an academic award in the Performing Arts Music. I would also like to call on Yula Day D. Tato. They will be receiving an academic award in the Performing Arts Music. I would also like to call Nayara Micaela D. Tronco. Yara will be receiving academic awards in social studies, mathematics, and the performing arts, music, and dance. And last but not the least, may I call on Jose Gabriel D. Arguelles and Eliza Angeline E. Villanueva. Both will be receiving the Community of Learners Achievement and Academic Excellence Award. For consistently striving for excellence and high standards of academic achievement in the language arts, science, social studies, mathematics, the visual arts, and the performing arts, investing herself and himself fully in meaningful and challenging ways as well-rounded individuals. They have nurtured their talents and generously shared these with others through their active participation in class and school activities, and competently assumed both leading and supporting roles as active and valued members of our learning community. Palakpakan natin po sila. Maraming salamat, awardees. One of the most important lessons we strive to teach our children is to express their gratitude for all the blessings they receive and for the people who care for them. Doing so in ways that involve personal effort makes it more meaningful. This, rather than simply performing to share their talents, is the real context for the traditional performance by the graduating class of COL from the very first years. We want our graduates to make the opportunity to show their appreciation and gratitude for the many years of love and support you have given. In keeping with the COL tradition of every graduating batch preparing an original composition that they work on during their music class, here are the 2018 grade 6 students, hindi na pala grade 6, graduates, to sing their original composition accompanied by their music teacher, Teacher Anto. This original song was a collaboration between Eliza, Gabby, and Teacher Anto. This will be followed by their dance, which for most of them represents a second year of partner dancing, which has been a part of the COL physical education program for a decade now. We are also proud to announce that in this class of 6th graders are some of the young pioneers of the middle and upper school dance team who train intensively in jazz and contemporary dance with teachers Mark and Ola. So here this afternoon are the graduates with their gift to you, their families of song and dance.
To be the best I can.
It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right. We're gonna have a good time tonight.
Thank you, graduates. Now it's our turn. We also have a surprise for you. The teachers of the community of learners would like to offer this gift of song to our graduates and to their families who have been our partners in this exciting journey of your children as learners. May I call on the teachers? Here's to a stronger, continuing partnership with you in the coming years of their high school. To conclude our commencement exercises, our graduates will sing the Community of Learners song. And I would like Teacher Fenny to explain the special pabaon another surprise for you that will be given by their teachers who have supported and cared for them throughout their school years.
Okay. Among the things that all people worldwide hold on to are symbols and tokens. No? And in true Filipino fashion, meron din kaming pabaon para sa inyo as you continue your journey as lifelong learners and for your parents. For the grade 6 students, we give the kubing or the Jaws harp in English, and the kubing according to the Maranaos, kulibaw according to the Tingians. It is the most intimate indigenous Filipino instrument. We give this to you as a symbol of what it really is actually used for communication in families and in courtship. Not to say that you should start courtship right away, but to remind you to keep those communication lines open all the time with your parents, especially with your grandparents, with your siblings, because the continuing years of adolescence are challenging and on to young adulthood. So we want to remind you that communication is important, also with teachers and your classmates. The kubing is also a symbol of your forthcoming journey as learners, focusing on world cultures, more of the world cultures, more of history, because it is one instrument that has made its way to both video gaming and even rock music. So your assignment for the summer is to learn how to play the kubing. Okay? Find a YouTube tutorial. You will find one. And for the parents, we give you our version of the Peruvian worry doll because such is parenting. In the tradition of the Latin Americans, the Peruvians, and then recently adopted also by the Thais, you put your worry doll representing your child under your pillow so that all the worries will go away. Of course, it doesn't really go away. Because of the love for them, that constant anxiety is also part of it. And so it's just also our reassurance that we are here for you and with you as your partners. So to conclude our program, graduates, stand up.